What would you stake for a single chance to catch a message from another star? Waiting in the shadow of Jupiter is Juno, NASA's battered sentinel. Scarred by years of relentless radiation and storms, she is a machine on borrowed time, orbiting the gas giant on the dying embers of her fuel. Her systems weary, but still listening. Juno was never meant for this sort of chase. Her original mission, long finished, was to study Jupiter, not to intercept cosmic phantoms. Yet now, at this crossroads of fate and physics, she stands as humanity's only outstretched hand toward the unknown. The stakes? Everything. Imagine a single moment, a heartbeat in the void, when Juno might swerve into 3i Atlas's path. Only one window. If she misses, the messenger speeds past, gone forever. We lose the answers it carries, clues to how worlds are born, hints about life's beginnings, maybe even a sign we are not alone. Centuries, possibly millennia, could pass before such a visitor returns. Silence will swallow our questions, and the universe will move on, indifferent to our missed opportunity. Picture this, the cosmos, vast and indifferent, silently delivering a cosmic enigma straight into our cosmic backyard. Not from Mars, not from the icy edge of our solar system, but from the abyss between suns, a true interstellar wanderer. Its name, 3i Atlas, a cosmic nomad, born before the first civilizations, older than all the stories ever told, now plunging toward us at speeds no ship, past or present, could ever match. It carries secrets no telescope can decode, whispers from a place our species has never touched. This is a gamble that risks Juno's last breath, the legacy of billions spent, and our hope to glimpse the universe's secrets. Do we dare push her beyond all limits for a shot at rewriting what it means to be human? Or do we let this cosmic gift slip through our fingers, lost to endless night? Consider the historical parallels. The Apollo moon landings, the Mars rovers, the Voyager probes leaving the heliosphere. Each was a leap into the unknown, with no guarantee of success, driven by hope and curiosity. Each time, humanity staked its ingenuity, its reputation, and often its resources on the promise that discovery outweighed the risk of failure. Before we choose, we must trace the improbable odyssey that brought Juno to this precipice, and discover why this moment could change space history forever. Meet the machine built for worlds, not for chasing ghosts. To see how Juno reached this impossible crossroads, let's journey back through her remarkable mission and the discoveries that set the stage for this final gamble. NASA's Juno spacecraft launched in the year 2011, a carefully crafted emissary sent across the Gulf toward Jupiter. Jupiter, a world older than memory, a swirling fossil from the dawn of our solar system. Scientists hoped that by unlocking Jupiter's secrets, we might understand how planets form and, by extension, how life itself might begin elsewhere. Imagine a cosmic Rosetta Stone locked beneath bands of swirling clouds and storms. But Jupiter is no ordinary planet. Its storms sprawl wider than any continent on Earth, with vortices like the Great Red Spot raging for centuries, large enough to swallow 3 Earths side by side. Its radiation belts are lethal, outclassing even the Van Allen belts that protect our own planet. Jupiter's magnetic field is tens of thousands of times stronger than Earth's, enough to shred electronics and hopes in moments. Only a craft built for audacity could survive even a little while. Juno's mission was a dare. She was to fly closer than any probe before, again and again, through radiation belts that would kill most spacecraft in hours. Each orbit swept her within mere thousands of kilometers above Jupiter's wild cloud tops, collecting data never captured before. This was not just an engineering challenge. It was a test of the limits of human tenacity and creativity. Engineers shielded Juno's delicate instruments behind titanium, and her polar orbit avoided the worst of the planet's radiation. But even these precautions only bought her time, not immunity. Over years and countless perilous loops, Juno revealed secrets, Cyclones swirling at the poles in geometric patterns, auroras brighter than anything on Earth, and hidden currents deep under the clouds. She mapped Jupiter's gravity field, revealing a diffuse, not-so-solid core, and used her microwave radiometer to peer through the cloud tops to depths never before seen. Yet the struggle was constant. Each orbit scarred her circuits. Every maneuver drained her shrinking fuel supply and sapped her solar panels, which were the largest ever sent beyond Mars. Juno was never built to last forever. NASA set her grand finale for September 2025, a final descent into Jupiter's atmosphere, ending in a blaze of fire and memory. Her journey would close in dignity and silence, her data safely transmitted home, her legacy secure. Sometimes, the universe knocks uninvited, demanding an answer. Will we open the door, or let a miracle slip by? Now, with time and resources slipping away, a fleeting alignment sets the stage for Juno's most daring mission yet. The stakes? Everything left to discover and everything left to lose. In the year 2023, astronomers caught a glimpse of the unimaginable. Far from the familiar sweep of planets, a cosmic stranger was plunging toward our sun. They called it 3I Atlas, not a comet, not an asteroid, but a true interstellar wanderer, forged beyond the edge of our solar story. But as the last chapter approached, the cosmos itself intervened. A new, impossible opportunity emerged, offering to transform Juno's quiet end into a legend written across the stars. This is the kind of twist that history remembers, a moment when fate and timing conspire to offer a choice so grand it seems scripted. Think of the Apollo 13 rescue, where improvisation turned disaster into triumph, or the Hubble Space Telescope's midlife repair, where a failing lens became a symbol of human persistence. The universe, it seems, sometimes rewards audacity. Yet, by sheer chance, 3I Atlas would pass close to Jupiter, and orbiting nearby, nearly forgotten, was NASA's Juno probe. Juno was a survivor, weathered, weary, her tanks nearly dry, her mission closing in on its planned finale. The odds were so vanishingly small that it would be difficult to even calculate them, akin to tossing a grain of sand onto a distant beach and having it land precisely on a coin. It sped toward Jupiter, a ghost from another star, moving with a velocity no world in our system could hope to leash. The odds of such a visitor were astronomical, perhaps once in 1,000 lifetimes. Prior to this, only 2 other interstellar objects had ever been detected, Oumuamua in 2017 and Borisov in 2019. Each time, the astronomical community was caught off guard, unable to send a probe in time, forced to watch as the visitors zipped through our solar system and vanished into the darkness, leaving only questions in their wake. Inside NASA's mission control, the news dropped like a thunderbolt. Juno was never designed to chase cosmic phantoms. She was built to circle Jupiter, to listen and watch, not to hunt. But here was a choice no one had prepared for. Should they risk the last heartbeats of a billion-dollar marvel on a single, desperate shot at greatness? Or let her end peacefully and watch the interstellar mystery fade into the dark, forever untouchable? Time was running out. Juno's systems aged with every orbit, and 3I Atlas was not slowing down. The universe had dealt its hand, a broken probe, a passing enigma, and a sliver of possibility so thin it might as well be a miracle. The debate was fierce. Every simulation, every sleepless night at a glowing console distilled to a razor's edge of possibility. There was a way, but only just. A single burn, perfectly timed, could hurl Juno onto a collision course with destiny. The numbers whispered danger. The window was so narrow that one missed calculation would doom the attempt. There would be no second chances, no way to recover if they faltered. Consider the story of Opportunity, the Mars rover, who was declared lost after a planet-wide dust storm. It, too, had only so much time, so much energy, before its window of opportunity closed forever. What followed was a plan that would become legend, a last audacious maneuver, shaped by sleepless minds and trembling hands. The margin for error was vanishingly small, but the dream was so much larger. Now, with everything on the line, engineers readied Juno for her final gamble. The fate of a billion-dollar mission and a chance to touch the unknown hung on a single decision. The risks were staggering. To act meant gambling years of discovery and the reputation of NASA's finest for a fleeting encounter. The reward? A glimpse at the raw material of another star system, a fragment older than Earth, a messenger from the unknown. To hesitate was to surrender the chance to rewrite what we know about origins, about life, about our place in the cosmos. The debate echoed historical moments, such as the launch of Sputnik, when the world wondered if the risk and cost justified the leap into space. Each time, the bold choice changed everything. How do you chase a ghost with a dying machine and a single shot at glory? Let us unravel the blueprint of this high-wire maneuver, the impossible sequence that could launch Juno into immortality or consign her to the void. Juno faces its final, most audacious trial, harnessing Jupiter's unimaginable gravity for a slingshot toward the interstellar enigma, 3I Atlas. At the heart of this gambit lies the Oberth effect, a principle first described by physicist Hermann Oberth in the early 20th century. It is the idea that a rocket engine produces more useful energy when it burns fuel deep within a gravitational well. Juno must ignite its main engine at the precise instant, deep in Jupiter's gravitational grip, when every last drop of fuel delivers the greatest burst of speed. If the plan works, if the math, timing, and mechanics all hold, Juno will shoot away from Jupiter at a speed no solar-powered probe has ever reached. It will race into the abyss to intercept 3I Atlas, mankind's first real chance to encounter a true wanderer from another star. The prize is beyond calculation. The first direct look at an alien world, clues to the birth of planets, the chemistry of distant systems, perhaps even hints at how life begins. Yet the margin for error is razor thin. Juno was engineered for Jupiter, not for interstellar pursuit. A single slip in engine timing, a malfunctioning circuit, even a stray cosmic ray could spell disaster. Too early, and Juno misses Atlas by millions of kilometers. Too late, and it is lost to Jupiter's crushing depths. Once the engines roar to life, there is no way back. The team must work with the knowledge that, like the early explorers who set sail for the New World, they may not have an opportunity to turn around. But this is no simple maneuver. Juno needs 2 flawless engine burns, executed with nerve-fraying accuracy, each one draining nearly empty tanks for every possible ounce of thrust. Both burns must occur just before Juno's original fate, a fiery plunge into Jupiter, where it would be crushed and lost forever. There can be no hesitation, no second tries. If the window is missed by only a few heartbeats, Juno will fall, and Atlas will slip by, unseen, unstudied, vanishing into the endless dark. This is reminiscent of the Mars Curiosity rover's 7 minutes of terror, when landing depended on a cascade of perfectly timed events, any one of which could spell disaster. And even if Juno survives the chase and closes the gap, one last doubt remains. Can a spacecraft born for Jupiter truly unlock the secrets of a traveler from another sun? Juno's fate now balances on a knife edge. The countdown to the first critical burn begins, and every second matters. What can we truly discover in a few blinding moments, and why risk everything for it? Everything rides on this. Success could rewrite the very story of our solar system, opening a window onto the mysteries of the galaxy. Failure means silence, the end of Juno, the loss of a singular encounter, and a haunting question left echoing in the void. What did we let slip by? Right now, Juno's team is pushing every boundary. Engineers and scientists are reprogramming the spacecraft on the fly, transforming each instrument for a mission it was never meant to attempt. Cameras once tuned to the swirling clouds of Jupiter will now try to capture images of a visitor from another star, racing past at unimaginable speed and angle. Spectrophometers, designed for the storms of a gas giant, are being recalibrated to unlock the chemistry of an object that has never known our sun. Even Juno's gravity sensors, accustomed to tracking Jupiter's massive pull, will be turned toward the faint signature of a wanderer from the stars. If everything works, the payoff could be staggering. 3i Atlas carries the untouched chemistry of alien worlds, matter older than our solar system. By analyzing its spectrum, Juno could reveal molecules and minerals born in the fires of a distant sun, preserved for billions of years in the cold between the stars. These readings might tell us how the ingredients for planets, and perhaps life, are spread across the galaxy. If Juno finds organic molecules or unfamiliar structures, it could force us to rethink the story of how life begins and how often it might emerge. Imagine the impact if Juno detects complex hydrocarbons, amino acids, or even something entirely unknown, a signal that the building blocks of life are more common than we ever dreamed. Recall the excitement when the Mars rover Curiosity discovered organic molecules in Martian soil, or when Cassini detected water plumes erupting from Enceladus. Each of these discoveries fueled the hope that life, or its precursors, might not be unique to Earth. Now, with 3i Atlas, we have the chance to study material forged in another star system, unaltered by the processes that shaped our own solar neighborhood. But this moment is about more than science. It is about seizing the unrepeatable, risking the mission's legacy for the possibility of discovery. The team could have chosen the safe path, letting Juno end quietly above Jupiter's clouds. Instead, they have chosen improvisation, boldness, and the razor-thin edge between triumph and silence. Humanity has always leaped forward when someone dared to chase the fleeting, the dangerous, the unknown. This spirit carried our ancestors across uncharted seas, drove explorers like Magellan and Columbus to risk everything for maps not yet drawn, and now propels machines into the darkness between worlds. The clock is ticking. Juno's final maneuver begins now, and there will be no second chances. The universe whispers a question. Will you dare to answer? But if we miss, the chance vanishes forever. All we will have left are questions and the silence of a cosmic visitor that passed through unmeasured and unknown. In this gamble, the stakes are nothing less than our place in the cosmos, or losing that chance for good. If Juno succeeds, for the briefest instant, we will peer into the heart of a true interstellar traveler. The building blocks of other worlds, perhaps the seeds of life itself, will be revealed to human eyes for the very first time. The data could answer ancient questions. Are we unique, or is the universe crowded with worlds like ours, waiting to awaken? This is not only Juno's story, it is ours, a story of all who have ever gazed upward, wondering if humanity's boldest questions can ever be answered. Now, we find ourselves at the edge of possibility, staring into a cosmic doorway that will never appear again. One fleeting window, one impossible maneuver, a spacecraft running on its final reserves. Would you risk everything on a question no one has dared to answer? Would you wager decades of dreams, the work of billions, and the legacy of exploration for a chance to touch the unknown? Juno's mission is now our own, a choice between safety and breakthrough, between letting the silence endure or daring to break it with a single, desperate reach. But if we reach, if we push past the edge, perhaps we redefine what it means to be explorers, not because we expect certainty, but because we refuse to let the question die. Juno's last act is not just a technical feat, it is a challenge to our spirit. Beyond Jupiter's shadow, in the deep cold, there are no spectators, only us. Each calculation, each precious drop of fuel, each remaining heartbeat of mission time is weighed against the fear of failure and the hope of revelation. If we choose caution, the answer will slip away, lost to the silence forever. The sky will remain mute, the question unasked. The universe is listening. The choice belongs to us. Will humanity risk total loss for the chance to discover? Or will we let caution prevail and watch the moment fade quietly into cosmic darkness? As Juno turns toward the stars, what happens next will test not only our science and technology, but the very depth of our curiosity and our courage to face the questions that define us. Rows of scientists and engineers, eyes glued to monitors, each heartbeat synchronized with the spacecraft's telemetry, knowing that at these distances, signals take nearly an hour to reach Earth. By the time we receive Juno's final status, the moment will have already passed. The outcome will be locked into history, success or silence, revelation or regret. Mission planners must recalculate orbital trajectories with supercomputer precision, accounting for every gravitational twitch from Jupiter and its moons. Engineers must rewrite command sequences, tailoring software routines to make every watt of power and every millisecond count. Specialists must simulate potential outcomes, running scenarios where communication delays, cosmic ray hits, or unexpected system glitches could tip success into failure. Even the Deep Space Network, with its massive radio dishes, must schedule continuous coverage to capture every bit of data as Juno races past its quarry. What would you stake for a single chance to catch a message from another star? The universe has opened a door. The window is narrow, the odds are daunting, but the reward is beyond imagination. One chance, one question, one moment to define what kind of explorers we are. As the clock ticks closer to Juno's final maneuver, the tension grows. The world waits, breath held, united by hope and wonder. And whatever the outcome, the spirit of audacity, the will to risk everything for the unknown, remains the enduring legacy of explorers, machines, and the human heart. In the end, every leap in discovery comes with risk. The Huygens probe landed on Titan. The Rosetta mission chased and landed on a comet. The Parker Solar Probe now flies through the sun's corona. All missions that once seemed impossible. All gambles that paid off with new knowledge and new mysteries. Perhaps by daring now, Juno and 3i Atlas will become the next legend. A story future generations tell when they look up and ask, what can we become when we refuse to let questions go unanswered?